Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Avengers Wave Puff Adder Build-A-Figure. Here we have the Baron von Strucker figure, and this one is a surprisingly really good figure. When it was first announced, I don't know if we really noticed this. I definitely didn't until somebody had just recently pointed this out to me. The box the 3D render on there has pins on the elbows, pins on the knees. Same on the back when you look at it, pins at the knees, pins at the elbows. This figure is pinless, so Hasbro has lied to us again. Like I know the difference. You know, when it shows pinless and then we get pins, it really sucks, right? But they show pinless and they show pins and we get pinless. Most people probably won't even say anything, and I get it, right? I get it. It sucks because they need to figure this shit out. But at least this way, it's actually a positive as opposed to a negative. So I think that's actually pretty cool when we can kind of see something like that. Now, the promo images out of the box, definitely it was pinless, but the angles and stuff, you couldn't really notice it as much. But when you look at, the package, that's the thing people will probably look at first. You see, oh, it's got pins, so it's an older body mold and all this and that. But you know what? It's an updated one, and it's actually pretty damn nice. So he comes with the right leg for the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure, so we are just going to throw that off to the side, and we'll take a look at that later on. As you can see, he has the right leg to the Puff Adder. We get the artwork of Baron von Strucker, Baron Wolfgang von Strucker. And yeah, dude is ugly for sure. So let's go ahead and get the box out of the way, and we'll take a look at the figure, and we'll get in for a closer look. But again, this is actually a really nice figure. Okay, there's an up-close look at Baron von Strucker's ugly-ass face. Holy crap. But damn, Hasbro did a good job on it. You got the digital face print, so it works out really nice when it comes to those scars. Let me see it. Let me actually try and darken this up a bit for you guys so you could really see how those scars look in there. And that just looks really, really damn good. He's got the monocle on there, which is pretty crazy. So you get that little piece of translucent plastic in there, and you can actually still see his eye in there, which is crazy. His teeth look all like insane. The dude looks mad and psycho and stuff, and he is. But I think that head sculpt actually came out looking really, really good. The Hydra logo in there looks really, really good. And check this out when you work the ab crunch. The logo kind of still flows through to kind of keep it together when you get in certain poses. So that's really nice. It's got a belt on there with an H for Hydra. And then we have his Satan Claw gauntlet. And that looks pretty good. It's done in this kind of like metallic red color. Not bad. We get these purple energy effects that will actually, wrap around his arm for that. We get two, even though I guess you would only use one. But it looks pretty good. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of green paint on there. These pinless arms, these are the Vulcan arms. The shoulder is different though. I don't know where the shoulder comes from, but it is not the same as the shoulder that's on Vulcan, but the arms are the same. The pinless legs are not Vulcan, so I don't know if these are new. I'd really have to go back. At this point, there's so many different body parts. I'd really have to take a look, but we get some nice sculpted wrinkles and stuff in the suit. Not Vulcan, so those might be different. A little bit of yellow and green going on there. Then mine has this big old paint smudge on the back of his leg somehow. I'm not sure where that would have come from. Somewhere at the factory. But yeah, solid looking figure. This collar piece here is a semi-hard plastic. Like when you hear it hit up against some of the other hard plastic, it feels very hard. Not really pliable. The yellow is, but the green collar piece really isn't. But it's just a floating piece, and you have the arm that's through that. If you wanted to take it off, you would just pop his head off. You'd be able to do it. But yep, Baron von Strucker. So let's go ahead and check out his articulation. Okay, so Strucker can look all the way down. He can look up that much because it's pretty good. His head is on a disc ball hinge. You get a full rotation in the head sculpt. Not really any pivot going on in there. The shoulder, you can get the shoulder up and out that much. You can do a full rotation in there. You have an upper bicep swivel. Double jointed pinless elbow. That's actually kind of an ugly elbow joint, but double joint pinless. Wrist swivel and does hinge. We have the fist for the left hand, and then the open gauntlet hand on the right has the same hinge, horizontal hinge there. So this guy, we have an ab crunch, which is nice to see because you get much more range of motion with an ab crunch versus the Hasbro diaphragm cuts. He can go back that much. You do have a waist swivel in there. The belt is kind of in the way, so you can kind of move that around as needed. Oh, this sucks. That's it for his leg. They only go out that far apart. That's not very good. He can kick forward pretty high, though, so that's really good. Does it go back? It doesn't really go back. You have an upper thigh cut in there. You get a double jointed pinless knee, which gives you that much bend there. There's like a curve at the top of the calf and a curve at the bottom of the thigh that just kind of hit each other and doesn't allow for more bend. So that much bend with that double jointed knee. There is the calf swivel in there right at the top of his boot. Foot hinges way down. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So back to the typical articulation scheme that we see with Marvel Legends, because some of this stuff is going to be used. I think this is the Spider UK body mold up top, I think. But I think it actually works out really well. So lots of Hydra lately. So we have Red Skull came out, and then Madam Hydra came out, and now we have Baron von Strucker. So lots of Hydra, and then if you have your Hydra army, you know, the troopers, that Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack, Hydra Bob, lots of Hydra folks that you can have, you know, Arnim Zola. I guess I should have pulled him out, but I didn't. You know, he's the one that created the Satan Claw, or built it. So lots of Hydra, and it sucks though. This really sucks because this Madam Hydra figure sucks. It's, you know, it's a good Red Skull, it's a good Baron von Strucker, but Madam Hydra is just terrible. Like at the time, you know, we had the new Shriek body, the new female body mold, and this figure doesn't have it, and it sucks. Just kind of like Yelena Belova when I have it. I think that's going to be a repaint. I think it was one of the Black Widow figures before, but it's like, damn, you know, you have a much sturdier figure, because these legs just really suck. They get warped very easily and makes it hard to stand. And they're just not very sturdy. They're pretty gummy. And then the single jointed elbows, there's no bicep swivel. So it sucks, you know, when we have the new stuff. So, you know, two really good Hydra figures there, and then one not so good one, unfortunately. Okay, and then for this wave so far, I've looked at these 3 figures. We got the Extremis Iron Man, the Ultimate Captain America, which is the Ultimate Comics version. For those that do not know, I think I didn't really mention that in the review. And then here we have Baron von Strucker, and he is shorter than the other 2. And these are some of the best figures in the wave. Iron Man and Captain America are definitely good, even with the limited diaphragm. I don't hate it. Hasbro doesn't do it the best, of course. Mafex, I think, does it really well. Other companies do it really well. Hasbro hasn't perfected it. They haven't figured it out yet, I guess. But these are some of the best figures in the wave. And again, I think the Baron von Strucker figure is going to surprise a lot of folks. I don't know if anybody, you know, was super excited about it, but it's actually, I think, in my opinion, turned out to be a really good figure. You know, changing the 3D render on the package from having pins to having the figure actually be pinless. I think it's great when we see stuff like that. It sucks when we see it the opposite direction, right? Because of course we want the newer, we want the updated. Naturally, of course. So, you know, when we see pins and then we get pinless, it's time to celebrate. Hey, cool, we got something better. But then when they show pinless and we get pins, it's like, hey, damn, why did they screw up? Because it looks like at some point they planned to have it better, and then for whatever reason, usually budgetary, of course, I'm sure, it goes the other way, and that sucks. And we shouldn't get that. That never should happen. This also should never happen. They should have it be accurate on the box, for one, because it's still wrong. But, you know, when it's a positive, we don't care about it as much. But even still, Hasbro should have that right, and I get it. At this point, you know, they were on the learning curve at first, and I think they've gone past that curve by now. Should have gone past that curve by now. But, you know, unfortunately, I guess we're still going to see stuff like that. But again, it's a positive and works out in the consumer favor. But we'll see how it goes. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Baron von Strucker figure? Have you been looking forward to it? What do you think of the fact that it is pinless now compared to what the package shows? Are you happy about that? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.